Okay, sorry about that. Took some water, went down the wrong way. I was trying to cure myself of coughing, having a dry cough, and I just choked myself. Anyway, I'm back. I'm all right. So anyway, that's the concept. Ethan Hawke and his family are in their home. They lock themselves down for the 12-hour period. They're not trying to partake or go out there and kill anyone, but they do want to, have this time to themselves and be all quiet and private. I am not going to give away what happens, but I'll just, fill you in just a little bit more and then I'll stop. There's a young black man who has been pursued. Anyone who's familiar with fox hunting, the black man's just been pursued. Like, it's literally like a fox hunt to me. All these hoity-toity, well-to-do white people are chasing down this lone black guy who, he's wearing dog tags, so one assumes he may have served, and he's also homeless. And the movie seems to show that if you're homeless or you're broke, it's almost like, you're not a patriotic American. You should be living the normal lifestyle with a nice house, car, baking cookies and doing all the rest of it. So homeless, broke people, you're not contributing to society. And so it's almost socially acceptable, from what you hear on the radio in the movie and everything else. It's almost socially acceptable to kill people like that. So, excuse me. So that's basically what happens. This young black man is being pursued by all these suburban white folk, and he seeks refuge in the Ethan Hawke's neighbourhood, and that's where things start to get really, really sticky. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there. I don't want to go too far into it because I don't really want to sort of like spoil it for people who plan to watch this movie. But I will say this. It was an interesting time for me to watch that movie. Very interesting time because, this week I watched a video with a black guy who broke into this white lady's house and beat this white lady senseless in front of her little daughter, in front of her 3-year-old daughter. And this happened up in New Jersey somewhere. And then this week I also saw a video of some other dude, some other guy in Chicago who just beat up a young up-and-coming rapper or whatever he was, up-and-coming DJ. He just saw him on the street and he felt that was his opportunity to rob him, and so he just snuffed him. He punched him when he wasn't looking, and pounded on him, robbed him for his designer belt, his cell phone, and anything else of value. And this was all caught on camera. Both these crimes that I'm describing were caught on camera. This week also, we are obviously dealing with, we're dealing with the Trayvon Martin case. It's currently on TV. Unfortunately, it's probably going to run for several weeks, until we find out what conclusion they draw from this case, So, and obviously there's a racial tinge to it also. So it's a kind of interesting week, with these various crimes that I've watched, and then to see all these, things coming together, and then going and watching this movie, and watching how, the black character, and I don't feel it was done out of malice. I felt it was done almost as a social commentary, that the black character was, he was kind of like the guy that, we can send him to war, he's got dog tags, he probably served or whatever, but we can also kill him because he's come back home and he's not rich, he's not got a house, he's not got cars, he's not coming to barbecues or throwing nice garden parties or whatever the case may be. So, he's not a part of our society. So we need to kill him. And I kind of looked at that and I thought to myself, it's kind of scary how America is set up. And I've said this on several occasions. There are certain laws over here, and I'm sorry I'm going to start waxing political for a little bit, but there's several laws over here that I just totally disagree with. There are laws that state, at will laws or whatever they're called, where, if you're a worker and you're working somewhere, the company has the right to let you go for no reason whatsoever, at will. It's an at will state. So if you're in an at will state, the company has the right to let you go. And subsequently, you have the right to let the company go if you no longer want to work there. And I'm thinking, what kind of stupid law is that? Like, hold on a sec. The average individual requires money to live, pay bills, and so on and so forth. It's not fair, to say, oh, don't worry, it goes both ways, because most companies will survive with or without you as their employee. But you as an employee may not be able to survive without a company as an employer. So how is that fair? Whenever I talk about that law, I always liken it to saying something like, I'm trying to think who's the most... I liken it to saying something like Mike Tyson in his heyday, when Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson. It's like saying Mike Tyson has the right to see you anywhere he wants to and beat you up if he so chooses. But you also have the right to fight back if you so desire. Like, that's not fair. Do you know what I mean? Like, dude is 10 trillion times better than you are at at fights. So chances of you beating Mike Tyson, highly unlikely, So I've always looked at those kind of all those kind of laws and various stuff, and I feel that those rules don't help Americans. They don't help people in this country. They don't help poor people, definitely. I just don't understand why those rules even exist, And sadly, because those rules exist and people are drilled and taught to live by the rules that exist in the country, they feel that they're doing the right thing. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, I'm supposed to be talking about the Purge. Well, I am, because in the Purge, the people who are trying to kill the various people that they want to kill, they feel that they're exercising their American right, their right as patriots, as good American citizens, to go out there and, shoot, stab, kill, whatever it is, the people that they feel they need to kill. And so, it's kind of like something where suburban people, these are not people who, every other day they're out there shooting. No, these are people who have been, over a period of time, they've kind of like, formed a habit where, yes, it's okay. The law says it's okay. And as far as we see that on paper and we don't challenge it and we say, this is the law, it's on paper, this is what the government says, this is what the president says, and it's been drilled into our heads over a period of months, years, whatever it is, decades possibly, people now feel comfortable doing that. And that's super sad to me. Really, really sad to me. I think that's just, it's despicable, to say the very least. Anyway, the movie The Purge was bloody awesome. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. What else can I say about it? There were a couple of things that I noticed in the movie, like the young ladies, and I'm not saying anything about the script that you that will spoil it for you. But if you watch the trailer, you'll know that there's a point in time when they try and descend upon Ethan Hawke's home and try and do things to Ethan Hawke and his family. And the young ladies that are involved, they were very reminiscent to me of the Charles Manson girls. They were skipping to go and murder someone. It was almost like a game for them. They were sitting on swings and swinging back and forth. They had no sort of remorse for what they were going to do. They felt it was all a game, and they were well within their rights. And it just goes to show how our minds, if we don't control our minds and control the thoughts that we think, and hopefully get ourselves to a place where we're thinking about the right things and hopefully producing the right kind of fruit, it is so easy to get yourself to a place where you think, yeah, you know what, I'm well within my rights to kill someone else, and next thing you know, if someone writes it down on paper and says it's a law and you can kill someone, you know, there'll be tons of people out there who think they're civilized, who turn animalistic just based off the fact that, hey, we've made it law, you know. So it's something to think about. Anyway, I've rambled on way too long. I'm super tired. As I said in my other video, these videos will get more organised, a lot shorter. I'll start editing them and, you know, hopefully giving you guys some much better content than what I've given you guys so far, okay? Anyway, I'm out for now. Let me go and kill myself with this little frog in my throat. Alright, take care. Peace.